Disclaimer. This video's information is being provided for informational, educational, and general interest purposes only. The information in this video is not intended to shock, enrage, or otherwise provoke the viewer. The sole purpose of this video was to raise awareness of true crime-related events. Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
But if there was a list of the most respected members of the community, a cancer research doctor would probably be near the top. This 30-year-old, screen name Meat Rocket 8, starts chatting online with a girl posing as a 15-year-old virgin.
What's your emergency?
Charles Lawrence was a 59-year-old accountant from Fairfield, Connecticut, at the time of the sting. He sent a social media message to a tetrad-core decoy, pretending to be a bisexual teenager, with the intention of teaching him that guys are superior to girls and thus turning gay. He found out the decoy lived just 2,000 feet away from him while making plans to meet. Even though he could have walked the remaining 1/3 of a mile to his house in 5 to 7 minutes, he still chose to drive. Lawrence was a little nervous after seeing the decoy, and when he saw Chris Hansen, he ran out of the house and was caught by the police outside. During a car search, police discovered gay porn called Seattle Bareback. Lawrence attempted to claim during his interrogation that his poor vision was the cause of the conversation by claiming he misread 13-418. He was sentenced to 2 years in prison after ultimately entering a guilty plea to 3 felonies: second-degree attempted sexual assault of a minor, risk or injury to a minor involving contact with the intimate parts of someone under the age of 16, and enticing someone under the age of 16 through interactive computer use. On June 15, 2018, Lawrence was granted release from prison.
He believes he's come to this house to meet a 13-year-old boy after exchanging salacious text messages like these.
Just got out of the shower.
How was your shower? About to do the same.
Hot and wet, LOL.
And hopefully soapy, LOL.
But for this agent, there is no open house, and his best sales pitch is about to strike out. I've caught more than 300 predators in the last decade, and some of them even know me from TV.
No, Chris. What are you doing here?
But this is the first time I've caught anyone who I know. The second Charles Lawrence walked in the door, I thought, I swear I know this guy from somewhere. Now I'm watching from the monitor in the other room as he walks in, and something strikes me. He looks familiar. I couldn't put my finger on it. And it dawns on me that this was a fellow I had met on the commuter train years ago. Knew his name. He was in real estate. And here he is in our kitchen trying to hook up with a 13-year-old boy. When Lawrence sees me, he bolts, gripped in sheer panic.
What are you doing here? Chris, please. I know, but you'd have to explain this. All right. Come here, man.
He runs out the door. Now the man I know from the train is about to be derailed.
Bring him in. Get inside.
The Fairfield cops nab him in the driveway. They slap the cuffs on him and take him into the garage.
Do you have any weapons on? No. Anything that's gonna hurt us? No. Any needles? No.
He's put into the back seat of an unmarked car and taken to police headquarters. At the station, he tries to hide his face with a hoodie, but there's no escape from our cameras. The Fairfield police chief gave us rare access in the back rooms of the station, so you can see the booking process up close.
Anything you say or statements you make may be used against you.
Lawrence empties his pockets and cops frisk him. They take his mugshot. He's fingerprinted. and he gives his consent to allow cops to search his SUV.
Want me to, I'll do this side?
Yeah, that's fine.
Cops find cigarettes, condoms, and a gay porn video called Seattle Bareback Boys. Lawrence is taken into the interrogation room. He signs away his right to remain silent.
You know, I mean, Chris Hansen is actually, I know him, he's a friend of mine. I commuted with him on the train for years. And that's more of an embarrassment than anything. I've seen Chris's show before, so
I understand you've seen Chris's show before, and unfortunately, this is the way this is played out. No, Chris.
When you meet Chris Hansen in the kitchen, there's no win.
Is it your understanding you were going there to see and talk to a 13-year-old?
No.
No. Okay. Well, that's kind of why. That's kind of why.
My intention at all. I would never do that.
But the detective tells him he had to know he was doing something wrong.
There would be no reason for you to ask this then.
Right.
Are you a cop or involved in law enforcement? They respond back, laugh out loud, really? And you write back, gotta be careful.
Right. I would never.
They write back, yeah, man, I get it. So the problem you're gonna have with your explanation is if you thought legitimately that the person was 18 and you thought that you read the number 18, at that point, from what you just said in your mind, you're really alleviated of any concerns about dealing with a minor or anything like that.
Not true, because again, people could say they're 18 and they're not.
But you didn't say that. You just asked after finding out, after the age was written, which was 13, you're claiming 18.
Right,
After that number was written,
you
move forward with some other back and forth, which I can read. I'm looking to get away from that.
Okay.
But then you clearly write.
But I
Are
do
you
that
law
with
enforcement or a cop?
I do that with everybody because I don't
understand why
be in trouble with anybody.
I don't understand why you would write that or be concerned about that if in fact you thought you read the number 18.
13, I would have shut it right down. I would have blocked him right then and there.
Explanation for trying to hook up with a 13-year-old. He blames it all on his eyesight.
I thought he told me he was 18.
Okay. Okay. So you thought you were meeting an 18-year-old.
My eye got scratched, so I can't wear my contacts, so I'm wearing these glasses. And I was downstairs having a cup of coffee, and my glasses were upstairs. And I'm looking. I thought he said 18. I swear to God, I would never, ever in my entire life meet a 13-year-old. That I could say to my own self, it's disgusting.
Okay.
All right, that's not, So consenting adults is a different story. I could show you that I was at my ophthalmologist yesterday, an eye doctor, that I have a scratch on my eye as to why I'm wearing these glasses and why I didn't see that correctly.
I can show you. I can show you if you want to see. It says 13.
I can't even read that.
Okay.
But I thought it said 18.
It says 13.
Okay.
And that's fine.
Some people, they say they're 18 and they're not.
The detective's not buying it and explains the charges.
The charges are criminal attempt to commit risk of injury to a minor, criminal attempt to commit sexual assault in the second degree, and enticing a minor.
The bail is set at $75,000. Lawrence decides not to fight the charges. He pleads guilty. When Crime Watch Daily went to his sentencing at the Fairfield County Court, Lawrence entered through the employee entrance in order to avoid our cameras. Inside, he reportedly told the judge, "I am not a pedophile. I use poor judgment, but I have never seen, used, or downloaded child pornography in my life." He got 8 years, suspended after serving 2 years in prison, and he has to register as a sex offender when he's released. That tough sentence is just fine with Fairfield Police Chief Gary McNamara, who is working hard to keep predators out of his city.
That's a pretty stiff sentence for a first-time offender.
Well, yeah. Well, some would say it's not stiff enough, Chris. Some would say it's not stiff enough. But certainly that should send the message out that we all know what the intent was, what the reason for the visit was, and he's held accountable for that.
No, Chris.
We got another predator off the streets. It's still hard to believe it's an acquaintance of mine from the commuter train. Charles Lawrence is now taking a one-way ride to prison.
Those are yours.
No. Wherever my last guy came up with, I took them off and I put it back on.
Somebody said they were not mine. I haven't seen one of the earlier guys.
They came out. Oh, maybe Bernie. They came out of the gate.
Yeah, maybe it is Bernie, the first one. Because they had to transfer over. You want me to bring him down, or do you want to find out?
I'm going to leave him.
All right, cool. Cool.
We're expecting here.
Huh?
I can't get my hoodie. It's freezing.
Eventually, it's not going to take that. Keep your mind open.
Reminds you back in the day, I'm walking under the freezer and on the turnpike. They have
Pro Bomos?
where the Dunkin' Donuts is on Walker Turnpike next to
Pro
it.
Bomos?
Yeah.
Took 2 days for the outside.
So?
Yeah, to go.
Chosen to close this for our privacy. There's no whole world doesn't need to get involved. What's up?
All right, I'm an investigator. My name is Jason. I'm Detective Takis. You can call me Jason. Obviously, know who you are. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I want to make sure.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Did you get that last message?
Yes.
About from Pete Brown?
For Pete Brown, yes. Yep. My phone's going to be vibrating every now and then because things that are going on here are kind of constantly evolving. So I want to apologize in advance for any interruptions as a result of this. So I want to explain everything to you. I want to go over your charges and make sure that you understand everything that's happening. I want really you to ask me some questions before I kind of get into what I want to get into to make sure that you are comfortable. Before I can do that, I have to read you your rights so that you're aware of what your rights are and what you can say and what you want to say. We're going to go through a line by line, and once we get done with that, I'm going to open the floor to you. You can ask me anything that you want to understand things better, and then we'll go from there. Okay, does that sound all right? Well, hold on one second. I want to grab a piece of paper that we need, and we'll get into it. Would you like to be called Charles?
Yeah.
This is the form that we use. Now, I know you're an intelligent guy, so please forgive it. It's not an insult when I ask you to do this. Just read the first line aloud so that you can read. And all you're going to do is, as you read these lines, just put your initials there. By putting your initials there, all you're saying is that you understand what you read.
Right.
Okay? But just read the first one aloud and you can initial after.
I have the right to remain silent.
Very good. All right. And the rest you can do on your own.
If I talk to any police officer, anything I say can and will be used against me. I have the right to consult a lawyer before I answer any questions, and I may have a lawyer with me during questioning. I have the right to have a lawyer appointed for me if I cannot afford one before I answer any questions. I know that if I answer questions, I have the right to stop answering anytime. I may stop answering questions anytime if I wish to talk with a lawyer, and I may have them with me during any further questioning. I am going to answer questions and make a statement knowing that I have these rights. I do not want to.
Well, that's up to you to decide. I mean,
I know I understand what I'm doing. I do this freely and voluntarily, and no threats or promises ever made to me.
Because you initial, because you signed, does not mean that the floodgates open. It basically means that you're just going. I have to play by the rules. There's certain things I have to do, and before I can even really open a discussion with you, we got to do that. Now, first and foremost, are you aware of what your charges are? Have they been explained to you?
No.
You are. Okay. Do you have any? No, you're not. Okay. The charges are criminal attempt to commit risk of injury to a minor, criminal attempt to commit sexual assault in the second degree, and enticing a minor. Those are the three charges. Okay. Really, the first one is a misdemeanor. The last one is a misdemeanor. The most important charge, which is a felony in the state of Connecticut, the sexual assault second degree, is a felony. That's the more serious out of the three. Okay? And I'm happy to explain to you how we arrived to these charges, if you want me to do so. If you want to start doing that. Okay. You obviously arrived at a house today to meet with somebody.
Right.
I have access and actually have on my phone, it was sent to me, all the communication between you and that individual that you were believing to be meeting. Okay.
Right.
That you were believing to be meeting based on your communications back and forth.
Right.
Obviously, you recall having communication with someone,
right? And
obviously, you did arrive at this predetermined destination, right?
Right.
Okay.
But I didn't know it was under. Oh, sorry.
Based off of the communication between the two of you, that's how we arrive at where we are with these charges, because of the nature of your conversation, because the things that were said. Is it your understanding you were going there to see and talk to a 13-year-old?
No.
No. Okay. Well, that's kind of why. That's kind of
my
why.
intention at all. I would never do that.
Okay, very good. Well, that's kind of why I want you to sit down and I want to talk to you. Because as of right now, this is what I have. I have that communication.
Right.
Which at any time, if you want to see it, I can show it to you. I have that communication. I have you arriving at this house.
Mm-hmm.
I have the banter that occurred initially between the two of you.
Right.
And then obviously what happened immediately after. Shortly after. I have all that.
Right.
We have your vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The vehicle is here at the police department. And we are going, that's kind of the next step in the process. We're going to decide how we're going to approach your vehicle and looking inside it and seeing what is in there. Okay. That's the next step. In addition to that, we have your phone.
Right.
And another step will be looking into the contents of your phone, apps, any communication between you and other people, this particular person that we're talking about now, and or any photos, things of that nature. We're going to be going through the phone, and I'll explain to how we'll arrive at that as well. So these are really the steps that are going to be taken moving forward. All right. You just said that you would never go to meet someone that age.
Yeah.
I want to kind of leave it to you if that's the case, and just kind of walk me through how you arrived there and what your intentions were.
I thought you told me he was 18.
Okay. Okay. So you thought you were being an 18-year-old?
Yeah, because I was downstairs on my couch. Okay. I was at my eye doctor yesterday. I wear contacts. Okay. So apparently my eye got scratched. So I can't wear my contacts. So I'm wearing these glasses. And I was downstairs having a cup of coffee, and my glasses were upstairs. And he's looking, I'm looking. I thought he said 18. I swear to God. I would never, ever in my entire life meet a 13-year-old. I could say to somebody else itself, it's disgusting.
Okay.
I mean, that's not, So consenting adult's a different story.
I absolutely agree with you.
Consenting adult. And
at 18 years old, obviously that's a consenting adult and something that you would feel comfortable with. Is that fair to say?
What?
Is it fair to say?
Oh, yeah, 18 or above.
18 or above, right. That's something that's consenting adult, and they're old enough to make that decision, and you would feel comfortable with that. And obviously, a scenario like that, you would have no concern about law enforcement or anything like that being involved in such a scenario, right?
Well, they're capable of making their own decisions.
Right. So there's no...
Right. I would never...
In a situation like that, there's no law enforcement.
I would never commit... I would never do anything to the crime.
Okay. How did you get in touch with this particular person today? What did you...
I think he got in touch with me.
Okay. Well, how did you guys connect?
An app.
Called Reffner. Okay. Is that something that you've used before?
Yeah.
It is. Okay. And I mean, when did you start using it? Has it been something that's worked for you in the sense where
6 months ago?
Helped you meet people that you want to meet? Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm single.
Okay. And so, have you met other people utilizing this app that you've ultimately met with and either had conversations with or relations with?
A lot of people.
Okay. Okay.
Socially and.
Okay. The one issue that we're kind of running into right now. Again, I told you that I have access to the communication, right? And you made it very clear about your feeling as far as being with someone who's, I guess, underage or a minor.
Absolutely.
What would you consider to be underage or a minor as far as having some type of...
Anybody under 18.
Anyone under 18.
Yeah, absolutely.
The issue that I'm having with that, and look, one of the things I really don't want to do, I don't want to get into this situation where we're doing like a tit for tat where we're going like line by line through this whole thing. I really just want to talk to you. My goal is not to embarrass you or belittle you or do the typical cop thing that you see on TV where they're like, look, it's right here. I don't want to get involved in that. The situation is what it is. We have arrived here and we need to deal with it now. Okay. But to maybe get past this first hurdle, to maybe allow that to happen more, I want to read something to you. And maybe you can explain it to me.
Sure.
Maybe if you want me to, I can break it down, but I want to try to avoid that. So how do you like Grindr? You ask.
Right.
And the person answers. They mention that they've been kicked off a few times, and you ask why.
Right.
Why have you been kicked off? They respond, simply age. And you write back, how old are you? They respond back, swear you won't report me. You respond, of course not.
I mean, report me. People are going to report other people on that.
Right, no, I get what you're saying, right. So he says, you swear you won't report me. And you say, of course not. I mean, I wouldn't, I'm just talking, I wouldn't do that, I wouldn't need to do that. Right. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but that's, of course not, that's kind of what that means. He writes back, 13. And I can show you. I can show you if you want to see. It says 13.
I can't read that.
Okay. But I thought it said 18. It says 13.
Okay.
And that's fine. That's fine. You're almost a neighbor, laugh out loud. So what are you looking for here? Blah, blah, blah. And then you go into some other things, which, again, we can kind of go back to that. The one issue I'm having with your answer regarding, the 18, because we just went over it. If you thought they were 18, you would have no concerns.
No, because I wouldn't. Some people could say they're 18 and they're not.
Right. So, if you thought they were 18, and that's obviously a situation that you feel comfortable with, if you thought that read 18,
I've gone as far as to ask them for their driver's license.
Right. There would be no reason for you to ask this then. Right. Are you a cop or involved in law enforcement? They respond back, laugh out loud, really? And you write back, gotta be careful.
Right.
They write back, yeah, man, I get it. So, the problem you're going to have with your explanation is, if you thought legitimately that the person was 18, and you thought that you read the number 18, at that point, from what you just said in your mind, you're really alleviated of any concerns about dealing with a minor or anything like that.
That's true. Because, again, people could say they're 18, and they're not.
But you didn't say that. You just asked, after finding out, after the age was written, which was 13, you're claiming 18.
Right.
After that number was written,
yeah.
You move forward with some other back and forth, which I can read. I'm looking to get away from that.
Okay.
So then you clearly write.
But I
Are
do
you
that
law enforcement or a cop?
I do that with everybody because
I don't understand why
you'd be in trouble with anybody.
I don't understand why you would write that or be concerned about that if in fact you thought you read the number 18. It would be really that from what we just talked about. That should be
still,
that should be. No, it's not. You clearly said that it was not. That 18 and above. You consent, they're a consenting adult, and there's no issues there. You clearly, you just said.
As long as they're not misrepresenting themselves.
Misrepresenting, right. But you didn't, that's not what you wrote, that's not what you said, that was not a part of any of your back and forth. Your next step after a few back and forths is, are you law enforcement or are you a cop?
When I walked in, I immediately was going to say, well, you're not 18. You're not 18. And he asked me to bring some porn and stuff like that. So I said, when I said I was having a good porn, I was out of there. There was no way.
Okay.
I was going to
get
involved in that situation.
In your messages, you said you were going to bring it.
I did. It was in the car.
Right. What kind of, what is in the car? What did you bring?
It was a DVD.
And what's on the DVD?
Porn.
What's that?
Just regular gay porn.
Regular gay porn?
Yeah.
Is it underage gay porn or is it
No.
adult? It's adult gay porn?
Amateur. I think it was amateur stuff.
It's amateur stuff. what the people depicted on there, are they adults or are they underage?
No, not underage.
They're not underage. Okay. Okay. The problem that you're going to have, Charles, I'm not afraid to tell you, okay? You know, one man to another, one person to another, one adult to another, is when you read these messages and you go through them line by line very carefully and you read them, your explanation does not match. Because if you truly believe that you are going to meet with an 18-year-old person, like you just said,
Right.
there would be no second thoughts, concerns about whether or not the person that you're dealing with is law enforcement or involved in law enforcement. But you clearly not only ask the question, but then you kind of double tap it because you say you got to be careful.
Yeah, because
you got to be careful.
I don't want to do anything wrong.
Well, that's kind of why we're here, Charles.
I don't want to do anything wrong.
What people want to do sometimes, maybe what they intend. I don't want to get crazy with that, but at the end of the day, you did do something wrong today, and we have to deal with that. We have to deal with that somehow, some way. We have to deal with that. You're going to have to explain it better, and/or you're going to have to come to grips with the fact that you're here, this is why you're here, and we got to deal with it now. You got to deal with it. Because if you choose not to, you're not really, you know, a writer writes the story, an artist paints the picture. In this scenario, I want you to tell the story. I want you to write it. But if you don't, and you stick with what you're telling me, you're kind of forcing us as law enforcement, as the investigators, to dive into this now, to dive into your phone, to dive into your car, to dissect these messages. And then once you do that now you're kind of forcing us to do our jobs and forcing us to, you know, present these facts, okay, that maybe don't put the proper spin on the story that it needs to have, okay? Because the way we look at a lot of these cases, people will get involved in circumstances like you're in now. A lot of these people, they just need help. They have a problem. It's almost like an addiction in many ways. They're attracted to something they know is not right. They know it's not healthy. They know it's not legal. But they can't help themselves.
I'm telling you right now, gentlemen, next week you've been a gentleman to me, I've been a gentleman with you. I have never been with anyone that's underage, anyone under the age of 18.
Would this have been the first time?
No, because he said he was 18. That's what I read.
Okay. Well, it says.
I know it says 13.
It says.
I never have my glasses on. 13. I'm going to shut right down and block him right then and there.
Okay. But then why ask if he's involved in law enforcement?
I do that all the time because I get afraid with 18-year-old kids that represent themselves at 18. This happened to me before, and they're not 18.
Yeah, but you don't write that. You don't write, hey, look, are you sure that's your age? You don't even question it. The age is written. It's not even like, are you sure? Or I've been down this road before. Or
no, I'm not been down this road.
No. Whatever you want to write. I've had people lie to me before. Are you sure? How do I know it? Yeah. There's nothing like that. The age is thrown out there, and then look, and I'll read it. I mean, this is what's going to happen at the end of the day anyway. I mean, this is how it's going to be perceived. And
I mean, Chris Hansen's actually, I know him. He's a friend of mine. I knew him on the train for years. And that's more of an embarrassment than anything. But
so how do you like grind? It's cool, but I've been kicked off a few times. Why? They write back age. You respond back with, how old are you? Swear you won't report me. Of course not, you write. They write just 13. You write back, you're almost a neighbor. Laugh out loud. So what are you looking for here, you ask? Really just chatting or whatever. I like whatever. Laugh out loud with one of those. They respond back with, yeah. And you respond back with, yeah. What have you done so far? I've had sex with my ex-girlfriend. Nothing with a guy. You write back, gotcha, but you like guys better now. Never tried it, but being with my girlfriend was really awkward. You write back, I get it. You write back, maybe you need a good teacher. Yeah, you know one, they respond. You're talking to them, laugh out loud, you write. Laugh out loud, really? You write back simply, yes. So are you just bi or gay? School is in session, you write. More gay, but also somewhat bi. Do you watch porn, you ask. Yeah. You ask, what do you like to watch? What do you like, they ask. You respond, mostly gay porn and some bi porn. What do you want, you ask again. Sweet, I like gay porn, DP, and ATM. You ask, what's ATM? You write back, DP is so hot. Ask them out. They're explaining what ATM means. Right. You write back, you're getting me hard, laugh out loud. Again, you ask, what is ATM? And they write back, yes, DP is hot, they write back. And then you respond, so do you think you're more of a on top? I don't know, I'm willing to learn it. Can you get away? So do you think you're more of on top of a you want to get away? So I mean, well, we're going down this road, and then we get to we get to the law enforcement. Are you a cop or involved in law enforcement? If you think you're talking to an 18-year-old person, why are you asking them? Why would you ask them?
I watch TV.
Yeah, but what's to be concerned about? What is the issue if it's an 18-year-old person? Like you said, it's a consenting adult. Why would you even be concerned about that?
Because I'm super careful. That's all. And I would never be really touch your immigrant. I would really. That's not. I could show you that I was at my ophthalmologist yesterday, an eye doctor that I was scratching my head as to why I'm on these glasses and why I didn't see that correctly. But you can, I mean, you would never find anything like that in a conversation with a 30-year-old on my phone. Ever.
You understand that by reading this, that's not how this reads. It's clearly in there. It's clearly in there. 13. You're not. You don't even.
I didn't respond to it because I didn't read it.
As soon as it's written 13, you just continue on with wants and need and talk about what you want to do and what he likes and what you like. You go right. You go right past it.
I thought 18. I just have to keep talking. I mean, 13, I'll be gone.
And then as you get close to the part where we're going to start meeting and it's starting to get maybe a little bit more real, we get to, are you law enforcement? Are you a cop? And
I've seen Chris show before, so
I understand you've seen Chris show before. Yeah. Unfortunately, this is the way this is played out, and you're here and you're being charged with these things, and you arrive at this person's house, and you never at any point in time question the age or the number after it was sent to you.
That's why
and you just
since I saw him, I was leaving. He did not look even 18.
You didn't leave after meeting him. You didn't leave immediately upon recognizing him. That's not how it happened.
He left
after some great conversation.
You bring the porn. I said, yes, it's not my car. I was going to get it in my car and go.
What you need to understand is I maybe you don't realize it, but I know more than you think I know. I was at the house. I was there. I got in the car with you.
Right.
I watched everything that's unfolded. I watched you pull up to the house. Okay. I watched you get out of the car. I watched you walk into the house. I watched you make conversation with this boy who clearly does not look like he's 18 years old. As you just said, that he does not look like he's 18 years old. And I watched you make conversation with him, and I watched you talk to him. And what you're not, I don't want to call you a liar, because I don't want to get into that, but
anything sexual or anything like that.
I don't want to get into like this thing where you're, but you did an about face upon seeing Chris Hansen, not before. You didn't do an about face until you saw him.
When he asked me about the porn,
you guys were going to
as soon as he asked me about the porn,
talk and what have you.
That's not true. That's not true. As soon as he asked me about the the porn. I said I was going to go get it. That's when Chris walked into the room, and I was going to turn myself around and walk right out.
You saw Chris turn around and you walked out.
Well, after I had the water, but I was going to. I gave him the water. He asked me about the porn, and I said, okay, I'm going to go out. And so I left at the car, I'm going to go get it. And that's when Chris, as I was turning, that's when Chris walked into the room.
If this is all just a big mistake, a big misunderstanding, why go out the door? Why not? You know Chris. Why not address it? Why not say, hey, wait a minute, whoa, time out. I thought it was about meeting 18-year-olds.
There's no win. When you meet Chris Hansen in the kitchen, there's no win in this. And I have a reputation to uphold. You know, I'm a good guy. I support the police union. I know a lot of cops, a lot of guys, and this is not. I'm not who you think you're looking at. That's what I'm saying.
Here's the thing. I don't want there to be any misconceptions. Okay. People make mistakes every day on many levels.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
On many levels.
I
think that's what you made today. But here's the problem. Moving forward, okay? Moving forward from today, okay? You need to deal with this. And the way that you're choosing to deal with it is not meeting it head on. It's not taking care of the problem. It's not addressing the problem. It's throwing a blanket over the problem.
If I need to do something about it, I will.
And that's not helping you.
Well, then I will.
I
will get therapy.
If you need to do something about it.
Yeah.
You don't think it's
fair? I don't know. I have to be evaluated.
You don't think it's fair to say that maybe you do have a problem that should be addressed?
I don't know.
Just for your own well-being and obviously the well-being of others.
I'll get evaluated. I'll be a professional at this, I think.
I mean, because at the end of the day,
I'm a good guy. I'm a stand-up guy.
No one's saying you're not a good guy. You came in here with the cuffs off because you're doing a good guy.
I haven't done anything wrong. I have not violated the law at any time in my life, especially with regard to this. It wouldn't. It's against my beliefs. It's against a whole lot of reasons.
Okay.
That's really my life.
When you were slid over into the seat by the officers that took you into custody.
Yeah.
And then I sat down next to you.
Right.
Before I could introduce myself, before I could say a word, do you remember what you said to me?
Is this going to be on TV? Something like that?
That wasn't the first thing. I want you to think about sitting in the car, sliding over. What was the first thing that you remember saying to me?
Cuffs her? It was a blow.
I would imagine it would be. You looked right at me, and you said, I was going to tell, the reason I came was going to tell this boy he shouldn't be doing this. I came here.
Yeah, as soon as I saw him, yeah.
No, you said, I came here to tell this boy that he shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
So if you thought you were meeting an 18-year-old boy,
even 18,
for a consensual encounter, which you feel is totally okay, which in the grand scheme of things, based on legality, it is. But if that's the case, then what are you coming there for to tell a boy after having the conversation that you had that he shouldn't be doing this, if that's your goal? It doesn't make any sense. If you thought you were meeting, an 18-year-old boy for a consensual encounter because you misread the number,
right?
It doesn't make sense with your point of I came here to tell him that
he
shouldn't be doing this.
He still should be doing it. He used to be representing his parents when we were away for the weekend, and he was having people over.
Do you see how this is playing out? Do you see how this is the direction this is going? Do you see? I mean, you've been charged. You're here. The things that you've said, and some of the sense that it's making and not making. I mean, can you see that through the blur of all this? Can you see it?
I could see what the circumstance. In terms of execution, never. Never have, never will.
As I explained to you, some of the next steps involved are going through your car and going through your phone. Your car is here. There's a couple different ways that we can do that. Okay?
nothing in my car.
We put all this together, and we apply for a search and seizure warrant, which is a piece of paper that gets signed by a judge that allows us to go through the car and search it and seize anything that may pertain to the charges that you were dealing with today. The other way to go about it is to ask you man to man. You've indicated that there's nothing in the car that you have to worry about hiding. Is to have a form that's called a consent to search form. You sign the consent to search form. We go through the car. We finally find that there's nothing in there, like you say. Nothing gets seized. If there is stuff in there, we'll call it quote unquote evidence of these crimes, then we would seize it. Okay. If you're interested in signing that form and going about that way, because you obviously indicate that you feel like you've done nothing wrong, and there's nothing in the car that you have to be concerned with. If that's the case, that's the way you could go, or you could choose and we can get a search warrant. But if you wanted to consent to search, I mean, you've been a gentleman, I figured I'd offer you that opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can get that.
Yeah.
The phone, because it's a little more involved, it involves I'm going to call it technology to get into it and do things to it, and we have to hold on to it for a period of time. That we have to do a search warrant for, because that's not a quick process. It has to go to someone who knows how to, quote unquote, do that stuff.
That's my business. Really difficult work.
I'm sorry. I wish I had a better answer for you related to that, but the phone is going to stay with us until that process takes place. We can do it as fast as we can, but again, that's not something that's done, very quickly. There's, phones can take a little bit to go through. There's a lot of apps to go through. There's communications to go through. There's stuff in the phone that gets deleted that people think is deleted, but in many cases it's still there in some capacity, and we're able to extract it. So because of the nature of that, a search warrant has to be applied for that. But a car is a relatively easy thing. You open up the doors, you open the seat, that kind of thing. Is there any questions about any of this before I go retrieve that form that you want to iron out with me? Something maybe you want to try to explain differently, or something that I said that maybe you want to respond to, or I read you some things. Is there something in there that maybe you want me to refer back to read to you, or whatever? I mean, is there anything at all that you want to talk about like that? Because I'm happy to do it. Look, this is an adversarial. I'm not looking down at you. I don't think that you're a bad person. I really don't. At the end of the day, I'm doing a job. My job is to investigate this, apply the applicable charges that work based on what's happened, and write a report on it, and it gets submitted to a judge.
And what's the process now after this?
After this, you've been charged. While you're here, a bond has to be determined, and the bond gets determined by the shift commander downstairs based on all that we have. There's a lot of factors now. Are you a resident? Are you someone that's from out of town? Do you have prior records? There's a lot that comes into that. The nature of the offense, the nature of the investigation, all that plays a role. When that number gets determined, we tell you what that number is. We allow you to make a call in an effort to get out of here, which is what everyone ultimately wants to do, right? So you'll be afforded a phone call to address whatever the bond situation is. If you want to call someone to help you with that, if you want to call a bonds person, however you choose to go about that. So you can start thinking about that now. That would be the next step. If you're unable to make bond, okay, what we have today is presented. It's called a probable cause hearing. A judge reviews, what we have, and they decide, do we have enough to hold you? And if so, if it is decided that we have enough to hold you, then you would stay here for the remainder of the weekend and go to court first thing Monday morning, because that's the next day the court's in session on the weekend right now. We don't have a night court or weekend court, so we'd have to wait till Monday. So if you're not released, you'd remain here. You go to court first thing Monday morning. You get arraigned, and at that point the judge can decide to lower the bond, raise the bond, get rid of the bond completely. Typically, a public defender is available at that time, unless you have an attorney that you can call right away and handle that part of it for you if you want. But typically, a public defender handles that first portion of it, the arraignment, and then from there it gets decided, by you.
How much for the bond rate?
I honestly don't know. I don't want to misspeak on it. I don't want to shoot high or shoot low and be wrong. As soon as we know the exact number, I'll let you know. Okay. So why don't you sit here for one moment, collect your thoughts. I'm going to grab that form, explain to you, we'll fill it out, and then I'll get you downstairs and we can start the bond part of it. We can get that figured out. You have to be interviewed for that. The shift commander sits down with you, asks you some questions. It's all part of the
But you think I might be able to get out of here?
If you're able to make bond, as soon as you're able to make that happen, as soon as someone can come down here with the money required, they sign off on it, you're out here. Okay? Just hang loose for it.
You got a little more?
When we get downstairs, we'll do it then, okay? All right, Charles, this is Detective Irizarry. Okay. She's just going to come in and witness the consent, that's all. She's going to need 2 people for that. So we're going to search your vehicle. It's 2014 Jeep Wrangler Red, right? Yeah. And do you know your plate number? Can I get reg 6AFTJ5? Yeah. That's right, okay. And we're just going to search the vehicle and that's it? Yeah. Why don't you just do me a favor and read this down here first for me, please? And then if you decide to do so, you sign it. you sign there. Thank you very much. One thing I just want to confirm with you is we have a couple of addresses for you. We have some call history at Banks North, and then we also
Sold that.
You sold that. So what is your current address now?
The same one, 8 Plesko Place.
So,
Well, 8 Pleszko.
and that's what And where we want? It's freezing up this borough.
We're addressing abroad, so they tell us.
Okay. And what was the final year of school you attended?
And this was the third year. Graduate.
Okay, so this is taken care of. We're going to take care of this as soon as we can and get this done. Okay, if the vehicle gets moved off-site and put somewhere for any reason, we'll let you know. But a lot of that's going to depend on whether or not you get bond and what have you. If you're going to be staying here, typically what we've been doing is we have the cars towed off-site so they're somewhere safe and secure, and you can get them later. If it appears that you're going to be getting bonded out, then the car will remain here, and you'll probably be able to take that home, depending on what we find and what have you.
My cooperation.
Your cooperation plays a major role in the setting of the bond. This it does, because every one when we go downstairs, you're going to hear us, and one of the first things I tell the sergeant downstairs. So with that, is there anything else that you want to address? Now is kind of a good time to do it. Kind of a good time to get it out if you want to, is relating to the messages I read to you, relating to the situation as a whole. Is there anything that you feel like that you haven't said, or maybe a question that I haven't asked that you want? Out there that, I should know.
No, I don't think so. You don't think so? Okay.
Can you see how we arrived?
Yeah, I can see how I can.
To where we are?
Yeah, I can see that.
You understand it and you can see that?
Yeah, I can see that. The way it can be read and the way it can be taken, yes. Okay. But, all right.
And you
out of my attention.
And you promise that, at some point you'll go speak with a professional who will evaluate
Yes.
this, and in the event that there's an issue that you need to address,
Yes.
that you will do that.
Yeah.
Because, I'm not an expert as but in law enforcement, you kind of trained in a lot of different areas, as maybe you would know. That would be my advice too. I think that's a road that you should consider going down, based on the way that this is kind of played out and the information that we have access to. I think it's something you should strongly consider. Okay. Right. So I'm going to walk you down, and we're going to move on to the next step.
Put it back?
Yeah. Well, it may not have the drawstring there like we talked about. But we're going to go back downstairs where we came from.
Okay. The rest of it?
There's one down.
Jay Reffner was a 30-year-old married network systems manager at the University of Findlay prior to the sting operation. He had held this position since 1996. Reffner first made contact with a person he thought was a 13-year-old girl on March 25, 2006, but who was actually Lady Baltimore, a perverted justice decoy. Reffner gave a false account of his identity, claiming to be Jim. Without any delay, Reffner asked if the decoy was home by herself and even extended an offer to babysit her. Unsettlingly, he inquired about her preferences for sexual activities, implying that she would find them more enjoyable if she participated in them more regularly. Reffner offered to come over and play the part of her protector while the decoy revealed details about her previous sexual encounters. The conversation between Reffner and herself then took an even more unsettling turn. He asked if the decoy was virgin and said he would be happy to help her take the next step in a sexual relationship. In addition, he asked her if she had ever used sex toys and warned her that having sex might be uncomfortable. Reffner gave the decoy confidence that he would take things slowly and refrain from using force when she expressed her desire to have sex. He made it clear that he was reluctant to have anal intercourse because it would hurt so much. He also asked if she preferred doggy style and if she was taking birth control of any kind. Later, Reffner got in touch with Xavier von Erck, another perverted justice profile that was pretending to be a 15-year-old girl. Erck initially pretended to be indifferent and insulted Reffner, which made him leave the conversation. But later that evening, Reffner went back to Erck's fictitious profile and struck up a new discussion. In this ensuing conversation, Reffner candidly acknowledged experiencing an odd attraction to the decoy and declared his wish to taste her. He made it obvious that he wanted to get together and used inappropriate phrases like tasty to describe her. He asked her if she was interested in having sex and made it clear that he intended to ejaculate on her. Reffner found the decoy's revelation of her virginity to be seductive and said he was honored to be considered the candidate for her first time. He then asked her about her oral sex experience and even said he would drive more than 2 hours to get to her location. After his arrest, Reffner was charged with 1 count of attempting to engage in unlawful sexual conduct with a minor, which is classified as a 4th-degree felony. He quickly called his mother, a prosecutor, to let her know that he had been arrested. Reffner's mother appeared on his behalf in court during his bail hearing, arguing that he should be released on his own recognizance because he did not pose a flight risk. Reffner was freed after Dark County Judge Jonathan Hine eventually set his bond at $5,000, which he was able to pay. Rebecca Schell, a spokesperson for the university, revealed Reffner's connection to the University of Findlay. Reffner worked in the information technology department of the school, mainly in charge of website maintenance, Schell confirmed. Reffner was put on paid administrative leave pending the resolution of his case due to the charges against him. Reffner initiated legal action in June 2006, submitting a motion to the Dark County Common Pleas Court asking for the single felony charge against him to be dropped. Reffner claimed a conflict of interest, as did 4 other men who were captured during the sting operation. They said that Perverted Justice had received a $100,000 payment from Dateline, the show that produced To Catch a Predator, for its members to pose as teenagers online in order to trap possible predators. This defense tactic, though, was ineffective. Later, in October 2006, Reffner entered a guilty plea to the felony charge. That same year, on November 27, he was sentenced. The court ordered him to perform 40 hours of community service, put him under 2 years of community control, and sentenced him to 30 days in jail. Reffner also had to go through sex offender counseling and register as a sexually oriented offender for 10 years. Reffner was taken off the sex offender registry in 2016 after completing his probation successfully in 2008. Surprisingly, his marriage made it through the ordeal, if only briefly.
How were you going to use the condoms in the conversation?
I wasn't going to use them at all.
Well, you got them in your pocket.
Well, yeah, I do.
You going to do balloon tricks with them? Or?
No.
And if you haven't seen this before, this is what usually happens. This 30-year-old, screen name MeatRocket8, starts chatting online with a girl posing as a 15-year-old virgin. The decoy, referring to her virginity, says, "I bet you're scared of that." MeatRocket8 says, "Actually, I find it quite attractive. I'm honored to be considered the candidate for your first time." Later, as the chat gets more graphic, he asks for her address. Then he gets in his car and drives to our undercover house. Because we're out in the middle of nowhere, this man, like most of the men we greet in Ohio, has to drive a very long distance, almost 2 hours.
We have somebody out front.
A decoy pretending to be the young girl waves him in. The decoy is really a member of an online watchdog group, Perverted Justice, which we hired to do what they normally do. Go into chat rooms and set up computer profiles pretending to be young teens who are interested in sex.
I've got to run next door and get the cops this log.
Yeah. Log coming your way, Mike. When a date is made for one of these men to visit, we get a copy
of the chat log from Perverted Justice so we can go through it. Separately, at some point, Perverted Justice provides a copy to law enforcement. In this particular case, it didn't have its copy yet.
Right, do we have a transcript on Buckeye yet?
Dell's running it.
Dell's running it over to you right now.
So Dell had to sprint across the street and get this chat log to the police and the prosecutors, because they need to review it and make sure that this fits into the definition that they need for probable cause for, solicitation or any other felony that this guy might be facing.
Yeah, where's he going? I'm plugged in and I'm connected here. Fry, can you hear me?
We switched to 4.
Oh yeah, he's here. We got somebody out front. We have somebody out front. He's pulling into the driveway.
Yeah. Chris, do we have anything that Bill can say?
Next up, meet Rocket.
Hey, come on in. I just gotta get my coat off. Freezing out, dude. Just hang out at the bar for a second. I'll be right back, okay?
Okay, dude.
True.
Do you have a hard time finding the place?
Not at all. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. What can I do for you?
That was my question to you. What can I do for you?
Well,
who are you going to meet here tonight?
Sarah.
Sarah. Sarah is how old?
She's 15.
15.
Well, she just said that, yeah.
Yeah. And how old are you?
I'm 30. My name is Jay.
Jay, Chris, nice to see you.
It's nice to meet you too. To be quite honest with you, I'm not at all, in any way, shape, or form, some sort of pedophile or anything like that.
Do you often come to visit young girls after chats on the internet?
Never. Never.
Did you bring anything with you tonight?
Such as?
Condoms?
Yes, I did.
You did. You brought condoms. So you're just going to
However-
kick back and chat, and just in case something happened, you brought condoms.
Yeah. Look, here's the deal.
Will you put them on the table, please?
I'm sorry?
The condoms. There you go. So you had a big night planned, huh?
No. Please listen to me.
All right, got nothing but time.
There's nothing, I swear. I don't want to do anything, I don't want to hurt anyone. I just wanted to talk. I swear to you. She...
How were you going to use the condoms in the conversation?
I wasn't going to use them at all.
You got them in your pocket.
Well, yeah, I do.
You going to do balloon tricks with them? Or?
No.
Well, come on. I mean,
I am.
There's only one reason, typically, that people bring condoms to a home. And that's for protection during sex.
Yeah. And
there are only two people in this house, as far as you know, you and a 15-year-old girl. So, what am I to think about this?
I got a family at home. I love them dearly.
You have kids?
Yes.
How old are your kids?
I have one daughter and two stepsons from my wife's previous marriage.
So if your daughter was home alone and some guy who was 30 came to visit, you would feel how?
I understand and sympathize. Very upset.
Here's a guy who's got a wife and child at home, and he's out on a weekend night, several miles away at a stranger's home to meet a young teenage girl. I mean, what excuse did he give to go there? The realization of what he's really doing hits home with him, and you can see this in his face. You're a virgin, eh? I bet you're scared of that, she says. Why would that scare me? Guys are always scared of that. Actually, I find it quite attractive.
Sir, I know what I wrote. Do you mind if I take off my coat?
Please, go ahead.
Thank you.
I mean, these are your words, right?
Yeah, they completely are. I'm not going to lie to you, sir.
I'm honored to be considered the candidate for your first.
Again, playful chat.
Playful chat, it sounds like you're excited about the fact that she's a virgin and you might be the first man to have sex with her. Right?
Sir, I really wasn't going to do that.
He knows he's in trouble at this point. He's starting to admit what he was up to. He's anxious, he's perspiring, you can see it, and he just really wants this to be over. There's a couple things you need to know. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC. We're doing a story on adults who meet teens on the internet. If you have anything else you'd like to say, we'd be happy to hear it.
He's coming around, guys.
Perverted Justice has been sending the sexually explicit online chat logs between its decoys and the potential predators to the Dark County Sheriff's Department. And because it's a crime to show up after soliciting sex online with a minor, Meat Rocket 8 gets arrested.
Sheriff's office, put your hands up!
And taken for questioning, where his story continues.
Listen up a minute. You have the right to remain silent. You understand that? And anything you say, you can't want to be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand that?
Your mom's a city prosecutor and your dad's a cop. You should probably have a little bit more common sense about things that we're doing out here tonight, okay? Would you agree?
And coupled with the fact that I'm a data communications guy, you know.
Yeah.
He tells the detectives he drove 2.5 hours to watch TV and break the boredom, not have sex with a virgin. And he explains further why he's not that kind of guy.
It is the honest to God's truth. I just don't play around with my wife. Well, she told me it was Sarah, but...
Said her name was Sarah? And what was her screen name?
Right there.
Is that right? Bush Sucks Girl?
That sounds right. You looking for something in particular, or?
Just anything.
Oh. Yeah, not too much in there.
How did you first meet her online?
Yahoo.
Hmm?
Yahoo.
Yahoo?
Yahoo.
Like in a chat line?
You work for the University of Finland?
Yes, sir.
When did you meet her?
I've never met her.
When did you meet her in the chat room?
Oh, I don't know.
When was the first time you started talking to her?
Earlier today.
Earlier today? Had you talked to her previously today?
Before today?
Yes.
No.
Never seen her before in the chat rooms? Never spoke to her before?
No, I usually don't go to the chat rooms very often at all.
Can I have your phone number? Home phone?
My home phone? Why is that?
So we can call you about your vehicle?
You can what?
So we can call you about your vehicle?
I won't be there.
Well, you will be eventually. We need a home phone.
419-420-9709.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you know how old the person was that you were supposed to be coming to visit today?
Didn't we already go over that?
All right. I got to ask these questions like 3 or 4 times because they got questions on here. I got to ask questions from there.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm asking you again.
Well, no.
How old was the female that you were supposed to come and meet?
She never told me while we were online.
Okay. At any time, did you know how old the female was?
Post-entry? No. Or pre-entry? No.
Okay. At any time, did you know how old the female was that was inside?
No, not until I entered the house. And then she had indicated that she was turning 16.
I am speaking English, right? At any time. Any time. Do you know how old she is now?
Well,
So
she said behind the wall that she was turning 15.
Okay.
Did you ever view her profile? Did you ever take a look at her profile?
On the Yahoo profile?
Yeah, on her Yahoo profile.
Mhm.
Did it indicate on there what her age was? Did you look
Yes,
at that?
but that's kind of worthless. It really doesn't mean anything.
What did it say on there? I've never seen it.
Her age?
Yeah.
It said she was 15.
It said she was 15 on the profile. When did you notice that?
Well, a little bit before. I don't know.
I mean-
Half hour before I came or left or whatever.
Oh, so it was today? I mean, you didn't notice it when
Today
you
was
first
the
started?
first time I spoke with her.
So you knew that she was possibly 15
chatted
before
with
you
her,
left your house
excuse me.
today, is that right?
That really holds no credibility or weight when you sign up for those profiles. Anybody, you can put any false information. People say they're 130 on there.
Mm-hmm.
It really is irrelevant.
But why would you come to somebody's house that is telling you that they're 15 years old?
She didn't tell me that.
The
When
profile told you that she was 15 years old.
she didn't say that online. I'm just saying that the profile said that.
Okay, the profile on her Yahoo chat
Right.
said she was 15.
And as far as the integrity goes of that, it's meaningless because people say that they can be 130 or whatever. So it really doesn't mean anything.
So if this girl said she was 6, you would have come out here too?
No.
Okay.
Kind of hard to have a conversation with a 6-year-old.
Well, no, it's not. I mean, how old would have
An intellectual conversation.
How old would have the chat ID had to have said she was before you wouldn't have come today with condoms?
The profile?
Uh huh.
Well, again, the profile it has no bearing or weight because it really doesn't mean anything.
But you
Because you can put whatever you want.
was 15 years old, right? You assumed that she was,
when I left?
Did you have to assume that she was 15 years old if you didn't ask her any questions?
I didn't have any idea how old she was when I left.
You had an idea. You had an idea that she might be 15 years old.
Possibly. She could have been 80 for all I know.
But her chat line said 15.
Or what?
Her chat ID said 15, correct?
What's a chat ID? No, her chat ID is Bush, whatever.
Her profile.
Her profile?
Her chat ID, however you want to speak, said
Her profile said.
that she's 15, correct?
Yes, it does say that.
Okay.
Well, you could go look for yourself. But, again, it doesn't mean anything.
So you're making sexual advances to this female whose profile says she's 15. What were you thinking?
I never made any sexual advances to her. And you mean online?
Have you ever received oral?
Online? Yeah, that was just play, sir.
If you would like, I'd love to take your hand and show you. I'm sorry, take your hand and show you. I mean, we don't have to read through all this, right? You already know that you made sexual advances towards a female online whose profile was 15. Is that correct?
We talked.
And then you just drove 2.5 hours to see her. Is that correct? I just want to make sure I got this all right before I go on further, so I don't have to ask these questions again.
You stated here, would you like me to in you? And that you said that also that you would keep it wrapped. And you also stated here, somewhere along in the dialogue up here, you had believed that she was a virgin, and you had indicated that you would be honored to be considered the candidate for her first. She told you that she didn't want to get preggers. You said that you didn't want that either. You asked her if she's ever received oral. You told her that she's really missing out. If you would like, I'd love to take your hand and show you. Do what feels good, do what feels right, and stop where it doesn't.
Do you have any phone conversations with this person?
Hmm?
Do you have any phone conversations with this person?
No.
Never?
This person?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Where's the computer located that you're using to communicate with this person today?
Home.
At home? Is it a laptop or is it a regular personal computer?
It's a laptop.
What's your address?
What is your bed?
417. Nevada Lane. Finley, Ohio.
Is it L-E-Y?
FINDLAY.
Zip?
45840.
What year is your vehicle, sir? 2002?
Sir.
Ford Escape?
What?
It's a Ford Escape.
Sir.
I already advised you that your car is being impounded and the vehicle will be inventoried. Is there anything else in the vehicle that we're going to find? Are we going to find any type of toys, sexual toys?
Children's toys.
Children's toys? Any other condoms, alcohol, drugs, weapons?
Drugs or alcohol. There was probably one other condom in there, but that's it.
One other condom other than this?
Well, one individual one, yeah.
One individual condom?
Probably some McDonald's food. A few books. Kids' books.
What's your license plate number? Do you recall?
No, I have no idea.
At home, do you have any explicit pictures of child pornography or anything like that on your computer?
Nope. Never. It's not my thing.
Do you have any type of porn on your computer at all?
Adult.
Adult? Does your wife know where you're at right now?
No.
Where is she at right now?
She's with my daughter at a camping trip in Lima.
Does your wife have a cell phone?
Yes.
Is there a way to contact her? What's her phone number?
She probably has it turned off.
Okay, what's her phone number?
419-722-6255.
What's her name?
Would it Cheryl? Cheryl with an S. Would be alright if I contact her.
Have you ever done this before? Have you ever traveled anywhere to see anybody?
No.
Never? You never met somebody online? This is the very first time that you've ever met somebody online and gone to their house to meet them, whether they were of age or not of age?
No, I met a lady, had lunch with her. This was like about a year ago.
And how old was she?
32 at the time.
32 at the time?
Mm,
Have you ever met any juveniles online?
Never.
Do you chat online with juveniles regularly?
Never. I rarely chat.
You rarely ever chat?
Yeah.
This is the first time that you ever got on your computer and chatted with a person that was underage, and you drove 2.5 hours to come to see her tonight.
I have a friend.
Excuse me.
Sure. I have a friend that she's 28 that we talk a lot. She lives down in southern Ohio, but we just talk, and other than that, I really don't chat much, in all honesty.
Why did you choose Dark County?
Choose what?
To come here. Why did you choose to come to Dark County?
That's the county here?
Mm-hmm. Why did you choose to come here? I mean, what was it that, for the very first time in your life, you decided, you know what, I'm gonna take a chance. I'm gonna go down here.
Yeah, just random circumstance, I guess. I didn't choose to come down here per se. I mean, just came to talk to her, Sarah, whatever her name really is, but it really had nothing to do with Dark County, if you will. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. I mean, was there any reason why you came here?
Not at all. I don't know. Why would that be?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
No, I've never been here in my life, actually.
Did you tell anyone that you were coming here today?
No.
Nobody that you know, anybody, knows that you've come here today. Is that right?
Like friends or family or whatever?
Yeah.
No.
Friends, family, people that you know, other than law enforcement and Dateline, nobody knows that you're here.
Assuring. No. No one.
Okay. Do you have all the personal information that you're going to need?
Yes.
Have you ever had sex with anybody under the age of 18?
No. Just me and my wife.
What is your job at the University of Findlay?
Data communications.
Data communications?
Are you a teacher?
No.
What's data communications? What do you do?
I run the internet and the network, and I manage 5 people running the servers and stuff. Telephone, PBX, that type of stuff. Does that make sense?
So you run the internet program through Findlay University?
Something like that.
I mean, is that what your job title would be? What would your job title be?
Network Systems Manager
Okay.
is my official title.
I copied 22.
Sir,
Yes.
is there anything I can do?
For
Clear.
Anything?
2220.
2220? Nope. What I'm going to have him do is unhandcuff you. I'm going to read this form to you real quick. It's basically a permission to search your vehicle. Obviously, we're going to go through it and impound it, but we're getting everybody to sign a permission to search if you agree, okay? The undersigned residing at your address, 417 Nevada Lane, Findlay, Ohio, 45840, does voluntarily authorize Detective Haynes, which is myself, and other officers which he may designate to assist him to search my computer, which is located at your residence, and my motor vehicle, namely 2002 Ford Escape, bearing license plate number, which we don't know, Ohio, and it's presently located at 5185 County Home Road, Greenville, Ohio, 45331, which is the sheriff's office.
So I don't have a problem with you searching the car at all, but the computer, I don't have a problem with you searching the computer, but because of the fact of my position at my work, you know, I've got a lot of security sensitive information, which is pertinent to that job, you know, to my job. So because of that, you know, how do we go about handling that, maintaining the integrity of that stuff?
Well, basically, what's going to happen is the court's going to want to probably seize your computer to find out what type of pornographic material you have on there, reference kiddie porn or anything like that. Obviously, you know, there's an issue like that, so we're going to check it, probably check your chat logs with, you know, against this stuff, but your computer's not here right now, so the court's going to probably, you know, try to have it seized, you know, through you.
Through me?
Right. Try to contact you, get it seized, because we're not going to drive up there and seize your computer tonight.
Oh, obviously. Okay. Well, I'm just concerned about that information for work at all. Is all. That's all.
Right. We're not interested in what you do for work unless what you do for work is illegal. Okay.
Are you right or left-handed?
Me? Right.
Okay.
Sir.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry?
Go ahead. Just, what I want you to do, hold on.
I'm sorry.
I want you to read the statement aloud just to make sure you understand your rights. Reference this form.
Out loud?
Yeah.
I am given this written permission to these officers freely and voluntarily, without any threats or promises having been made, and after having been informed by said officer that I have a right to refuse this search and or seizure.
You understand that you can refuse to sign this piece of paper if you wish.
Right.
Okay.
No, there's nothing of any significance on there.
Okay.
In there.
Good enough.
Right this way, sir. You just put your head right up here on this mat.
On it?
Yep. On it. Go ahead and pull your feet back towards me. And lean into the mat. You have anything on you I need to know about? Anything that's going to hurt me? Do you have any drugs on you? Of course not. Okay. I need you to pull your feet back towards me again. Spread them out.
Okay.
Yep, that's fine. I'm going to take your handcuffs off you. When I do, I need you to place your hands up on the wall.
Alrighty. Good. Katie, do you need anything else from us?
Nope, you can just have your cuffs back. You're free to go.
Thank you. See you in a little bit.
Go ahead and take your coat off for me. You just stand up and do that. Just hand it to me. And then place your hands back up on the wall. Go ahead and spread your legs apart again. I'll get it here in a minute. Go ahead and spread your legs out for me. You got anything in your pockets? There's some change in one of them.
Yeah, there's coins. That's fun.
Nope, I got them. You just have your watch on and that's it? Sure. You just have a watch on? Okay, can you take your watch off? Any piercings or anything I need to know about? What size shoes do you wear? What size shoes?
8.
8. Go ahead and take your shoes off and your socks, and I'm going to need to see the bottoms of your feet.
Stephen, you want to grab some envelopes and put those out?
Sure, money?
Yeah. Just fold them inside out and put them in your shoe. Okay?
Okay.
Yep. Go ahead and face the wall and pick up both feet one at a time. Let me see the bottom of it. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Put these sandals on.
690.
I need you to look at me, sir. I need you to look at me. Open your mouth. I need you to take your fingers and squeeze your gum lines for me. Up the top and then down the bottom. Okay. You want to go one side?
I'll go. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. We're going to go down this hallway right here to this particular door. Sorry, a second. Have a seat. We'll be with you in a few minutes, okay? Right when we get you back out, we got another one coming in. We're going to pat him down, put him away, and get you out again. Okay?
Not that guy.
Yeah.
Got this guy that comes in on the real
What's that?
Yes, sir. Okay. Oh, Jay Reffner? I'm Deputy Rio. Oh.
Sir?
I'm Deputy Rio.
I need you to walk in here. I need you to scoot on down the wall here. Just stay right here. Your back against that board. All right, I need you to look up at my camera here. Okay, I need you to face that door with your whole body. In the opposite direction. You have any tattoos? One, where's it at? On your thigh? Got one on the thigh.
Okay. Okay.
Can you spell your last name for me, please?
R-E.
R-E?
F-F-N-E-R.
And your first name?
J.
That's your legal name, J-A-Y. And your middle name?
Initial or name?
Whole name.
Wendell.
Randall?
Wendell.
Wendell. Spell that for me.
W-E-N-D-E-L-L.
What's your mother's maiden name, first and last?
Guernsey is in the cow.
Guernsey. And the first name?
Her name? Carol.
Carol. Your social security number? What year?
75.
1975. What city were you born in?
Parma Heights, Ohio.
P-A-R.
P-A-R-M-A. Heights. Findlay, F-I-N-D-L-A-Y.
What's your zip code?
45840.
Do you have a phone there?
Yes.
What's the number? Thank you. What kind of car did you drive?
It's Fred Ford Escape.
What year is that?
02.
Is it red?
Yeah. And I don't know the license plate.
That's okay. Mr. Reffner, I need a list of things that you came in with. In your clothing, you have a blue shirt and blue jeans.
My underwear. My shoes. My coat.
Ulcers, venereal diseases.
No.
You ever tested positive for AIDS, TB, or hepatitis?
No.
Do you have any heart or high blood pressure problems?
No.
Are you being treated for mental health problems?
No.
Have you ever tried to kill or harm yourself?
No.
Do you feel depressed or suicidal right now?
No.
Are you taking any kind of medication?
Yes.
What are you taking?
Lexapro.
Okay.
My GP.
What's his name?
Oh, Greg Fox.
Fox. Any other medical problems that we didn't discuss? Do you use alcohol?
Well, rarely.
You drink occasionally?
6255.
You live together?
Yes, ma'am. For now.
All right, Mr. Reffner, once we're done with this process, we'll get you changed out and I'll fingerprint you. Once I'm done fingerprinting you, we'll allow you to use the phone. If you want to try to get a hold of a family member, a friend, contact an attorney, you have that option to do that, okay, once we're done with all this process. All right? Okay. So let you use the phone, and you'll be in here for a couple hours, and we might transport you up to another facility. And then once your court date comes, we'll come get you, bring you back, have you go to court.
So I'm going to be here until court?
Yes.
I see.
Is that?
Yeah.
Which is Monday, I'm sorry, is that what he said?
Your coat and your shoes. Sit back in that room where I took the picture of your leg there. Get you changed out. Go ahead and get your fingerprints taken real fast. Okay. I'm going to start with your right hand. Come over here. Just relax, okay? So let me do all the work. Don't press down. Just have a relaxed hand. Okay, I need your left thumb. It's a lot better than what it used to be. You don't have to worry about black ink. All 4 fingers together, just like that. There we go. What you do is just kind of turn your body and just really relax your hand, okay? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and turn your body. I'll do this one.
Some information about you, your description, your tattoos, everything about your arrest, is paper accept that statement. If you would sign there for me. The next page is everything you came in with, all your property. I want you to look over that, make sure I got everything. The third page is your medical questions. It's front and back. It's all your answers that you told me. And you're signed into this statement.
Oh, that's just the money.
Yeah, this is,
All right.
that's fine. Okay. That one there's some medical questions that I asked you.
Medical? No.
So here are the fingerprints that he took. This little box here, he needs a signature of you.
Dr. Maurice Wolin was chatting with Willow, a girl he thought was 13, at the time of the sting. He had earlier asked a decoy, who he thought was 13, if she would like to go out with him. Willow was duped by Dr. Maurice Wolin into believing he is divorced. In order to get the girl interested, he also shows off his wealth. He says he wants to give her and receive oral sex, and he wants to kiss her breasts. While keeping things simmering with the second decoy, he arranges to meet at the trap house. To see the decoy, Wolin took a car from Piedmont, California to Petaluma. As soon as he gets there, he follows the dummy to the backyard, where she changes into a bathing suit off-screen. When he tries to pour himself a drink while he waits, the entire mixture freezes into a massive clump of slush and spills all over him because the drink has been sitting for so long. In an attempt to conceal his address, which the Petaluma police would eventually disclose, Wolin stated he lived in San Francisco. He sees a cameraman as he looks around to tidy up before his date is finished changing, so he quickly says, "I gotta take off," despite Chris's pleas for him to return. When police arrive to stop him before he can leave the house, he smashes his sunglasses on the concrete floor in a fit of rage and terror. As he sobs and is handcuffed, he repeatedly declares, "I wasn't gonna do anything." Wolin seemed to be experiencing mental distress as he was reading his rights. He was not able to understand the circumstances or the officer's words. He plays it cool at first and won't respond to questions during interrogation, but he soon gives up his right to silence and talks extensively with the detectives. He complained about never having done anything wrong in the past and pretended not to understand why he was in trouble during the booking and interrogation processes. Subsequently, he calls his wife and requests that she bring $30,000 for bail instead of their daughters. Wolin fought the case for 2 years before pleading no contest, which resulted in 3 years of probation, 2 months of house arrest, and a lifetime record as a sex offender. A few news stories in his local area focused on him because he pursued this case for an extended period of time. During his legal proceedings, his license to practice medicine was temporarily suspended. Following his conviction, this suspension was permanent. Wolin decided to relocate to Singapore while his case was being processed. He worked for 6 months as a medical consultant for S-Bio, a Seattle-based company, and then for just under 2 years as a consultant for Seattle Genetics, another Seattle-based company. April 2009 saw him leave the latter position, most likely as a result of his conviction the month before. Remarkably, until his release from jail, he served as a consultant for a children's hospital in Oakland. A woman claiming to be Wolin's daughter posted pictures of a younger Wolin with her on Instagram in January 2021, announcing his death. But the woman quickly changed her account to private. Wolin's removal from the Megan's Law website later on strengthened the notion that he has passed. Up until August 2021, the precise cause of Wolin's death remained unknown. However, a YouTuber going by the name The Skip Tracer posted a video of the official coroner's report he had received, describing Wolin's demise. On January 6, 2021, Wolin appeared to have hanged himself. According to reports, his apparent suicide was actually the result of an altercation with alcohol rather than his exposure on To Catch a Predator and the legal issues that followed.
Okay. Curious about what?
I chatted with someone online. She had asked to meet me on several occasions. I declined. And today again she asked. I had a little bit of time, not very much.
Okay.
And so I thought I would come out and
Okay, have a seat right there. Explain to you what's going on. Like I said, my name's Steve Nelson. I'm a detective with the Petaluma Police Department. First thing I'm going to do is explain to you your Miranda rights, okay? Okay. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can't be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to the presence of an attorney before and during any questioning. And if you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you free of charge before any questioning if you want. Okay? So, I'd like to talk about what happened today. Okay? Let me just confirm some information about you. Your name is Maurice Wolin? Okay. If I can have you verbalize.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And you live at 304
Scenic Avenue
in Piedmont?
Yes.
Okay. And your birth date is 2/28 of 58?
Correct.
Okay. What or screen name do you use?
I really need to have an attorney, I think, present.
Okay. Okay.
Can you tell me what's going to happen?
What's going to happen? You're being charged with, I believe, attempt lewd acts with a child under the age of 14 and burglary.
Burglary?
Yes. Okay.
Stealing what?
By entering the dwelling that you did. Okay. So at that point, I'm going to bring you back over to booking. You'll be transported to the Sonoma County Sheriff's.
Am I going to jail?
Yeah. Okay.
Steve, I've never done anything wrong in my life. Ever. You know my record.
Okay.
I've never had more than a traffic ticket.
Okay.
What happens when I get to the Sonoma County Jail?
They'll talk to you whether you can arrange bail or anything like that. Other than that, you'd probably be in jail until Tuesday for arraignment.
I didn't do anything. What did I steal?
Okay, that's what I told you. It's not about stealing.
What did I?
Okay.
What did I take?
Okay, let me just stop you for a second. You asked to talk to an attorney.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to discuss this further because I can't. Okay, unless you want to waive your right to have an attorney present.
Can I call my wife?
You will be able to make a call later on.
I need to call her now.
Okay. I'm not going to base this on... Do you still want to have an attorney present?
I will answer what I can.
Okay. So again, I just want to make this clear that you do not wish to have an attorney present, that you want to talk to me about what happened today.
But I may decline to answer if I think it's incriminating.
Okay. Maurice.
I'm
I'm not going to play games
I'm
here.
not playing games. I'm scared out of my mind.
Right. And I understand that.
You saw my record. I've never done anything wrong in my life.
Okay.
And now I'm being charged with very serious offenses.
Okay. There's rules I have to go by. The fact that you've asked to speak to an attorney, okay, I have to visit that, and I have to respect your constitutional rights.
All right, let's talk.
Okay. So I just want to clear, you want to talk to me without the presence of an attorney.
But I'm also making clear that I'm not going to answer things that I think could damage me, my case.
What screen name do you go by?
I use Tall Dreamy Dog.
Okay. Is that a Yahoo
Yes.
website? Okay. Okay. Why did you come to the house in Petaluma today?
I was curious.
Okay. Curious about what?
I chatted with someone online. She had asked to meet me on several occasions. I declined. Then today again she asked. I had a little bit of time, not very much,
Okay.
because I have to be home to pick my wife up. And so I thought I would come out and meet her and nothing more.
Okay. And how old was the person you were chatting with?
I'm not sure.
How old did she tell you?
I don't remember.
So you don't know? You don't remember?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I know she was young, and I know that...
Under 18?
Not sure.
Okay. How old are you?
48.
48? Okay. Do you remember the name of the person that you were coming to visit?
Willow.
Willow. The male, female?
Female.
Female. Okay. And what location were you coming to?
I don't remember the address.
Do you remember the street name?
I don't. It was in Petaluma.
Okay. Did you write it down, directions or anything that you...
I'd written it down earlier when
Okay.
she gave it to me.
Okay. Is that in your car?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. And what made you think that the girl was under the age of 18?
She was young. I don't remember exactly what she said. I do know that I didn't intend to do anything because I didn't have any time, and I was, to be quite honest with you, just curious.
Okay. When you were chatting with her, do you remember her screen name?
Not positive. She messaged me a couple times too.
Okay. Okay. What I'd like to do is maybe I can refresh your memory. Did you ever talk about, I mean, what kind of things did you talk about in the chats?
Just playing.
What kind of playing?
Just talking.
Okay.
I don't remember the specifics.
Do you remember when you started chatting with her? What date?
It was either yesterday or the day before.
So yesterday would have been the
Oh, wait.
25th?
Maybe yesterday.
25th. Do you remember talking to her on the 23rd of August? So that would have been Wednesday?
No.
Okay.
Did I?
Yeah, there's chats here. You're talking Tall Dreamy _Doc That's you? Okay, talking with Willow Filipino?
I don't remember it being on. She wanted me to come visit her,
Okay.
and I didn't want to come.
What name do you use besides Tall Dream Eat Doc? Do you use another name? Like a false name that you use when you meet people?
I have a nickname.
What's that?
Mo or Marco.
Marco? Okay. And then if you told her that you were Marco in San Francisco, that would have been accurate?
I suppose, yeah.
Okay. And on August 24th, you're chatting with her, and you tell her, I'm Marco, by the way, in San Francisco. She said, thanks, I'm Willow. Okay. I'm in the 707. I'm 13, female. What's your ASL? And then you say, oh, goodness, I'm 29, sorry. Is that accurate?
I don't remember.
But would that be accurate that you...
I don't remember.
I mean, does anybody else use your computer?
I don't know. I don't remember those words. I don't remember her age.
But obviously you knew she was under the age of 18, so...
I
knew that
she was young.
Okay. Did you ask her if she dated older guys?
I don't remember.
Did you talk to her about touching and kissing and making each other feel good?
I remember she saying that she had trouble finding somebody to make her feel good.
Okay.
I was playing with her.
And then you typed to her, I wouldn't stop until you came over and over.
I remember saying that.
You talked to her about kissing her chest.
I don't remember.
Just a question, a phone number, 510-402-4023. Where's that?
One of my clients.
Okay, so it was just a phony number you gave?
No, it wasn't phony.
Okay, so it's a real number? It's a way to get a hold of you?
No, it's, I don't know. I don't know what number it was. I mean, it's not my home, my cell.
What's your cell?
415-244-1422.
1422.
Officer Nelson, can I call my wife?
Okay, you'll be able to call her when we're done. Okay. So do you remember when she gave you the address of where she lived?
No, but I know she wanted me to come yesterday, and I told her I wouldn't.
And how was she? Did she tell you how she was able to have you come over?
She said she was alone.
Okay. Do you know where her parents were?
I can't remember. She said her mother went away or something.
Okay. How about her father?
I don't know.
Okay.
She begged me to come over. I mean, I don't know how you guys... I mean, if you read... When I told her I wouldn't come, she said she was begging me to come.
Okay. On August 24th, so that would have been Thursday, you said, Willow, I would like to, but I could get in trouble, meaning, for her coming over. Okay, so that's accurate, you said that?
I don't remember.
Okay. And then you told her, no, I'm real, but you're under 18 and I'm over. We would have to be so careful.
I don't remember saying that, but I told her that she needed to be... I was concerned about her. She needed to be careful.
Okay. Do you remember talking to her or asking her, do you like the French?
I don't remember.
Okay. Did you ever see a picture of her?
I think she has pictures.
Okay. So you commented about her body looking pretty hot?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember.
And then you asked her what bra size she wore? And she said 30B, but it's kind of big on me right now. I'm still growing.
I don't remember her saying that.
Okay. And saying that you will kiss them?
I don't remember. I remember saying for her to be careful and she can get into trouble and she shouldn't be doing this.
Okay.
And that's why I didn't come. And the only reason I came today, I was curious, but I wasn't going to do anything. I had no intention to do anything. And if you read that, you can tell that over and over again I said that both I shouldn't come, she should be careful.
But I'm also reading, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, you're talking about that you want her to take your pants off.
When?
You talk about, you know, what will you wear? I don't know, whatever's clean, something sexy. And you said, will you take it off for me? And then you ask her that you want her to take her pants off also. You can take mine off if you want.
I wasn't
So
going to
how
do,
do you want to do it?
I wasn't going to do anything.
Okay.
I'm
But
just telling.
here you're telling me you're concerned for her welfare.
But you read on, and I was playing with her. It was that was not appropriate. But then when you read on, I say over and over again that she shouldn't be doing this. I can't come see you. She begs me to come. Officer Nelson, I shouldn't have talked to her. You're right. I wasn't going to do anything.
Have you ever done this before?
No.
Never?
Never met a 13-year-old?
On the internet, yeah.
Never.
No. I mean, you told her you were a doctor.
Officer Nelson, you have to believe me. I would never have done anything to her.
Okay, Maurice, I'm just reading your chats, and you know, you're talking about being concerned for her, and you're asking her, will you suck me? And I want you to taste me?
I would never have done that.
Did you say that?
I don't remember.
Okay, you know...
I don't remember, but I never would have done anything to her.
And then you show up. I mean, where do you live? In Piedmont? How long did it take you to get here?
40 minutes.
Where's your wife right now?
At a party.
So where does she think you're at work?
No, I told her I would go out for a little while. I never would have done anything. I never had any intention. I didn't have time to do anything, first of all. Second, I think you can read a lot out of that. I agree, and I don't claim to have said all of it, but you also read that I didn't want to come, that she begged me to come over and over again, and I was curious. That was all.
So what would have happened if you saw her there?
Nothing.
So you drove 40 minutes from Piedmont to meet a 13-year-old.
I didn't know she was 13.
That nothing would have happened.
That's right.
And you expect me to believe that? After you talk about having
it's the truth.
Different sexual
it's the truth.
acts with her?
It's the truth. She begged me to come. And I know that doesn't make it right, but I never would have done anything.
What kind of computer were you conversing with her on?
Mac.
The laptop or is it yours?
Yeah.
Okay. And where is that computer right now?
At home.
At home. Does that anyone else have access to it?
Yeah.
It's yours?
Yeah, everybody has access to it.
Okay. Who else is in the house that...
I have 2 kids, a wife.
Okay.
I never would have done anything.
Any other computers besides the Apple?
In a home or being used by me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Both.
Oh, we have 3 other computers.
At home?
But I don't use the other ones very much.
Are they desktops or...
Yeah.
Desktop. Is there any child pornography on your computer at this point right now?
No. No.
Any adult pornography?
No.
Is there any child pornography in the house?
No. No, I'm not into that stuff.
In your vehicle, there was some lingerie in the back.
There was?
Yeah.
It's not my car, it's my wife's car.
It's your wife's car?
So it's hers.
What size bra or chest size does your wife have?
132C, I think. I don't know. It's her stuff, though. It's not mine.
Okay. How big is your wife?
What do you mean?
Size-wise?
I mean, bra size?
No, size. I mean, is she how tall? How much does she weigh?
She's like 5'7", weighs 130.
Okay. So you didn't bring any of that lingerie for?
Absolutely not.
For Willow?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
There was really, I didn't even know there was,
Yeah,
what was there?
This is in the back seat.
What was there?
Lingerie.
No. I don't believe that.
Okay.
We don't carry lingerie in our car.
Okay.
You sure it's not kids' clothing?
It's not kids' clothing. Okay. Did you send her any pictures?
No.
Is this a picture of you?
Yeah.
Were you wearing a wig?
I just had my hair done differently.
Okay.
When can I speak to an attorney?
So at this point, is there anything else that you'd like to talk about?
No, I mean, what can I say?
Okay. All right. The time's approximately 14:38. We're going to conclude the interview.
Can I call my wife?
I'll walk you over to the trailer.
Where will I be? Where should I be?
We'll discuss all that with you. Depends on time.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and press the notification bell. Additionally, you can view our playlists and most recent videos. Thank you for watching.